fouled out of play. And I think that's a good approach if you're a hitter. The way Pavano has been around the strike zone, why not go up and look for something early in the
Derek
count?
Jeter's a veteran. You don't think they're watching game tape and watching him go strike one. They know what the percentages are. He's usually probably 17 out of 20 first pitch strikes. So as a leadoff hitter, look for the first fastball and get after it. Swings at the first, too, and it's going to pay dividends.
Jolts this one off the fence and left. And Derek Jeter will go into second base with a leadoff double.
He's been unbelievable as far as leading games off. He didn't do it last night, and it stopped a string of 5 straight. But about over the last 10 games, he's been very, very hot, setting the table in the first inning. There's another fastball, and he turns on it. He was ready. So the leadoff double for Jeter, that's number 12 on the season.
Nine for 14 in the first inning.
Yeah, last 2 weeks. How about that?
That's incredible. Johnny Damon, 2 for 10 in the series. Broke his bat. Shallow center. Coming in, Trevor Crowe makes the catch. Jeter has to hold one away. Let's get a look at the injury report brought to you by the law firm of Nuremberg, Paris, Ohio's injury lawyers since 1928. Call 1-800-399-2300. Victor Martinez, the hope is he'll be ready to play in 2 to 3 days. Grady Sizemore, they're hoping to avoid surgery by getting that elbow to quiet down. Aaron Laffey, they're hoping will be back in the rotation at some point once he gets healthy. And also the good news, Jake Westbrook continues to rehab, and they're hoping that he could be back by the end of June, which would put him back in the rotation before the All-Star break even. Mark Teixeira, 3 for 10 in the series. And a ground ball to second. Valbuena throws out Teixeira. 2 down. Jeter moves over to third. And it will bring up Alex Rodriguez. Let's get a look at our Firestone League leaders. Most wins in the month of May. And as you said, Rick, it's tough to get 7 starts in a month in the game of baseball.
It's tough to get 6. I mean, if you can get 6 wins in a month, let alone he's got a chance to have 7 decisions. He's 5-1. So if he gets 6 wins, that would be some kind of month.
Rodriguez goes after the first pitch, lifts it in the air, right field, near the line, dropping, foul.
You can tell the Yankees' approach. They're going to try and get after him early. They had a few hits like this last night, and when your team is going good, they've had 6 consecutive games with at least 10 hits. Those little balls like that, those little flares seem to fall, and they had 2 or 3 of them fall last night with some seeing eye base hits, and that's a good thing. I mean, when you're hot as a team.
Again, Rodriguez gets into one pretty well, deep left center. Back is Crowe on the track, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Jeter stranded at third. Yankees do not score. Indians coming to bat when we return. He's off to a kind of a so-so start this year.
Well, 22-year-older. He was recalled from AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre on April 28th and making his 7th start this year. 3-2 record. He has won his last 2 starts. He's 2-0 with a 2.08 in 13 innings, 9 hits. 2 walks, very good. 16 strikeouts. That coming against 2 pretty good offenses, Texas and Baltimore. Let's set the defense behind Hughes. They have not made an error in 16 consecutive games, trying to tie the record today. It's Damon in left, Gardner at center, Swisher in right, Rodriguez at third, Jeter at short, Cano at second, Teixeira at first, and Cervelli behind the plate.
As Drupal Cabrera, 2 for 10 in the series, leads it off, chases a high fastball and comes up empty. And fouled back over the screen. Phillip Hughes making his 7th start of the season, 28th in his young career. Tell you what's really impressive about Hughes, his last start. I mean, you go 8 innings, 3-hit shutout baseball in Texas.
Right. That's what I'm saying. His last 2
incredible.
starts. And you know what? He pitched well. He went 5 innings against Baltimore. That's a good hitting lineup as well. But Texas, yeah, that's a team. You do it down there, you earn it.
And especially this year because the Rangers are a first-place club, 30-19. They lead the AL West by 5.5 games.
He was called up a week after he pitched against the Buffalo franchise down there, which is now the Mets.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Popped him up back behind the plate. Well, this bodes well for Asdrubal Cabrera. In his career, and I don't know what this means, but in his career, opposing hitters are batting .318 against Hughes when they lead off an inning.
Well, he gets better as it goes on. With runners on, it goes down to 241, and with runners in scoring position, 200. So, you know, it's just like he maybe is a little more aggressive when there's nobody on. Out of that full windup. Hughes is the young guy they've counted on for a while, and he's one of their own. He's their young gun. He was drafted by the Yankees, and they have to be patient with this young man.
The 2-2, and that missed outside, full count. I know during spring training, Rick, you know, when all the pontificating is going on about who's going to do what, how teams are going to shake out, a lot of people were saying that Phillip Hughes should be in their rotation. I mean, just a lot of people really like his arm, you know, big guy, 6'5", 240.
Well, he wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Chen-Ming Wong coming out of the bullpen and getting hurt. There's a good fastball, and he gets a strikeout.
One down here in the first. Good location on that fastball, down and away.
Well, they're sitting in, and the ball actually runs away.
It's a good point.
I mean, he challenged him with the fastball is what he did, but it was up a little bit, and that had some run away, but they were sitting inside. Cervelli wanted that target in. But it goes to show you can get away with it.
Here is Ben Francisco now. Francisco having a good series, 3 out of 7 with a double. And now with Grady Sizemore on the disabled list, figuring to get everyday playing time. And we've got Trevor Crow, so Crow will certainly, you would think, get more of the playing time in center field, but Francisco as well has shown very capable center fielder.
Yeah, right now, Eric's going to have to look at a couple of things with you know, Grady out and Martinez out. You got to look at offense now too, and it's a hard way to play.
Eric Wedge and Carl Willis have always had ideas on the ideal, the perfect makeup of the pitching staff, but it very rarely ever works out that way, and you end up carrying more pitchers, which leaves you shorter on the bench. Fouled back. And the factors that go into that is, are your starters able to get you deep in the game, and do you have healthy overall pitchers?
Well, the starters have actually struggled. They're last in the league in ERA. They haven't given him what he's looking for. They started off the year terribly. They have settled down. Yes, he did.
He went too far, and Hughes has struck out the first two.
This curveball is a very good out pitch for Phil Hughes. He starts it out and down straight, 12-6 drop into the dirt. That's a tough call. It looked like he has that spike. It looks like almost like a knuckle curve coming out of his hand right there. And that can also be a tough pitch to get called a strike because it's going straight down.
Johnny Peralta, hitless in the series, takes a fastball strike. Johnny Peralta has 1 homer and 9 runs batted in. But Eric Wedge feeling like he needs to show some confidence in Peralta, thus putting him in the cleanup spot. And that's going to fall foul down the right side. Peralta's actually swung the bat much better against right-handed pitching this year as opposed to the southpaws. 275 average against right-handers, just 213 against lefties. But for whatever reason, Peralta has really struggled at home this year, where his batting average is 50 points lower than what it is on the road. And on this homestand in particular, he is just 4 for 22. And the 0-2 pitch. Shot it back. There again, the series-long game plan for New York is to really crowd him inside. Hard to explain year to year why guys will swing the bat better at home or on the road.
When you look at this whole team, offensively, they've averaged a run less a game here at home. They're hitting, as a team, 249 coming into today's game with 24 homers and 99 ribbies compared to the road, where they've scored over 50 more runs. They've hit 5 more homers and a batting average of 40 points higher.
And we talked about this yesterday, the fact that they've had some of those big blowout games on the road.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't know. Hard to figure. Johnny fouls it back. You think about the big blowout win in New York, the 22 runs in that one game. They had the 9-run inning also was on the road in New York.
Yet they're 10-17 on the road.
Yeah. Well, they started the year 0 for Texas. And that first road trip kind of got them off to a bad start to begin with. And the 1-2 pitch from Hughes. Hit him. That time they crowded him too much. And the Indians continue to be a piñata for opposing pitchers.
A piñata.
Our great clip of the game from yesterday. Shin-Soo Choo continues to swing the bat well for the Indians, going deep. Relax. You're at Great Clips. Indians had 2 batters hit in last night's game. And again, that's not that they're being singled out or it's intentional, but it's amazing how often they get hit.
That happened last year.
And I know you say a lot of that has to do with the fact they will stand close to the plate and they will
give.
not give in. They won't spin out of the way.
They don't move out of the way, a lot of those guys. And when you wear the protection on your arm, why should you? I bet if they take the protection off, you would move. Or you'd move a little bit more than you do now. And that's not with our hitters. That's with every hitter, because a lot of guys wear that protection on the plate.
That may be one of those overlooked items, and it's that piece of equipment that has somewhat changed the way the game is played.
You don't have to worry about the pitch on the inside corner hurting you or off.
fouled away. Take Kelly Shopick, for example. He got hit 2 or 3 times in the same spot in that elbow, to the point where his left elbow was almost black. It was purple. It was hideous looking. So he even went to that pad.
Well, he didn't want to. The trainers made him.
Well, exactly. I mean, you could, if he'd have got hit again, it might have snapped his arm in half.
It started with a Del Carmen 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and then Verlander got him at 98 in the same spot.
But you're right, though. You think about guys like Barry Bonds, who wore it for a long time in their career, and they stood right on top of the plate and dared you to try to throw it in there.
Throw it in there.
Mo Vaughn. 1-2 pitch. On the ground to short. Jeter with the flip on the move. Nicely done to end the inning. 1 in the books. No score in Cleveland. Has been. Well, there were no clouds when I came here in the morning, and there's still no clouds here now that it's afternoon.
Okay, good. And hopefully evening.
I won't be here.
There's a big cloud right there. It's a Goodyear cloud.
A Goodyear blimp hovering overhead. Robinson Cano to lead things off here in inning number 2. And he takes a strike. Well, if the game holds true to form, Robinson Cano will put this next pitch in play. The first 4 hitters in the first inning all saw 2 pitches from Carl Pavano, and that was it. Getting after it early.
Well,
they tried to.
Yes, he did. See, now what Carl can do, if he sees this approach, and what he does with that I like, he throws quality first pitches. Now maybe he can expand it and move them out a little bit more and see if he can get those guys to swing. And when you can get outs with two pitches or less, that's a beautiful thing, because Carl's on about a 90 pitch count anyway.
The 0-2 to Cano, bounces it in the hole, backhanded off the glove of Cabrera.
Boy, the defense has really been a little shaky in this series. Last night they made a couple errors, and normally a very smooth fielding shortstop. Cabrera gets that one, but it hit him in the heel of the glove, and he kicks it off with his knee.
And it is ruled an error. Hideki Matsui, 3 for 9 with 2 doubles in the series, steps to the plate.
Well, you hope that Pavano can come back and pitch his way through it. It is the leadoff hitter. That certainly hurts. Last night, Carmona couldn't do that. There was a few unearned runs scored in that 5-run inning. That big inning that he gave up. Especially, you hate to give extra outs to a team that's swinging the bats and doing it as well as the Yankees are right now. And it's not like they're leaving the yard or they're really doing that. They're hitting the baseball well. Yeah. They're getting 10 hits. They're putting it in play. Their chinkers are falling. They're finding the holes.
Pavano with a lob toss over. Cano has 2 steals on the year. Runner goes. Pitch is called a ball.
Beauty.
Throw to second, and they got him.
You talk about a perfect throw. I mean, we're right behind home plate, Matt. And I mean, that throw started on line, stayed on line, about 2 feet above the base. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. You have to love a throw like this. Had a pretty good jump. Look at this. Right on the money. Perfect. Nice throw.
Yes, indeed. Cano erased, 1 down, 2-1 count on Matsui. And he fouls it back to even it up.
Shopik, that erases that error right there. And Shopik over 30% now. 31%, you can see 7 out of 22. Very good.
The key there was it looked like he was under control. He never rushed it.
Exactly. And quickened it up and tried to overthrow it where the ball sails on him a lot of times. That happens to every catcher.
Checked the swing. Didn't go around. Looked like a pretty close pitch, but Matsui able to lay off, and the count goes full. There is Nick Swisher waiting in the on-deck circle. And the payoff pitch is swung on and missed. First strikeout for Pavano, 2 down here in the second. Just like he had him caught in between.
Yes, he did. I mean, Matsui started, didn't want to, and that was that good. See where he goes north and south in the strike zone, above the belt, 3-2 count. A lot of guys will look for his changeup down, and he can rush that fastball and make it look a lot quicker than what it really is.
There's Nick Swisher, 2 for 6 in the series with a home run. We talk so much about pitching outside, inside. You forget about the, top of the strike zone.
Right. Well, and
probably because there's more margin for error. If you miss that spot and instead of getting it letter high and it's belt high, look out.
Well, there have always been high fastball pitchers, but not as many nowadays because the strike zone is you don't get that call anymore. Jim Palmer used to be a high fastball pitcher. They could get away with it, and he'd challenge you up there, and the guys that could get on top of it, he'd stay away from. But Pavano's changeup is so good and it goes down in a way that his fastball complements each other because he can elevate that pitch and he can put it just above the belt where he did to Matsui there where you have to swing. That's a good pitch.
Close, but it's outside 2-2.
Well, it's just a guy that doesn't swing the bat a whole lot in Swisher. That's a changeup just missing off the plate.
That ball fouled away. Swisher with 10 homers, 29 runs batted in. He has 9 doubles, 1 triple.
Well, and a team high 34 walks.
You know, and it's not that I would expect Nick Swisher to necessarily be batting 300, but with as good an eye as he has, I'm surprised the average is only 227.
Well, it's been like that for the last few years.
Yeah.
Ever since he left Oakland.
That's a good point. He didn't hit well in Chicago. And the payoff pitch is strike 3 called. He ran it inside, and that ball just worked its way back over the inside part of the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts. No score, middle of the second. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning with you here, joined now by Kate Wedge, wife of Indians manager Eric Wedge. Got a big charity event coming up, the Mystery Ball event by the Indians Wives Association. This has been a popular event here at Progressive Field, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been great. And it's coming up on June 27th against the Cincinnati Reds, so we're real excited about that.
And you always have, baseball signed by not only Cleveland Indians players, but various players from throughout the league and different eras of baseball as well.
That's right. We try to collect a wide range of baseball, so we have New York Yankees, for example, Boston Red Sox. We have players from all across the country, and it's a really neat event.
1,200 autographed balls this year. Was it 900 last year? Or are we getting more this year?
We're getting more and more.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I mean. I thought 900 last year, and the price for a ball is going to be $50, right? If you want to, and you get to pick, and you don't know who it's going to be.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Now, where can fans purchase? You have to get a ticket, right? I assume you pay your money, you get a ticket, and then you go somewhere and.
That's right. You get your tickets at gates A and C as soon as gates open, and then you can redeem your ticket at section 153, where we have an amazing silent auction this year. We have over 20 items in our silent auction as well.
Okay, we've got some silent auction here. Team autographed jersey. Cliff Lee autographed pitcher's mound. The rubber over there? Okay. Yeah. And he could sign it Cy Young, I'm sure.
Of course.
We got a Kerry Wood autographed glove. Some Grady cleats. Autographed, obviously.
Game worn.
They're
dirty.
They are dirty. We're going to clean them up.
2-2 to Mark DeRosa, and he takes a called third strike. 3 strikeouts so far for Phil Hughes. 1 down here in the second inning.
We also have, with every baseball you purchase, you get a raffle ticket that's going to go towards the Ultimate Indians Experience, and it's going to be drawn that day. And the raffle includes 4 tickets to the game. You get to go on the field for batting practice. You get to throw out the first pitch.
Yeah,
and you
that's
also
nice.
get a 2009 team autographed baseball. So
very
it's a great raffle.
That is very nice. Now, all this money that you're raising will go to?
Goes to Providence House.
Right, which you have been behind for a number of years now, and that's sort of your charity here that you cherish and take care of.
It is. It's wonderful. And they it's a crisis nursery for children, and they cherish and take care of their babies there.
Yeah.
Kids that are homeless or abused, neglected, abandoned. It's just a great organization. They do wonderful things, and we've been proud to be a part of that for a long time.
Ryan Garko standing in here with 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the second inning. Hughes with the 0-1 pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. So and you got all the wives involved too, right? I mean, everybody's going to be here on that day. You'll see them. You'll all have your pink shirts on, I assume.
Real bright pink shirt.
Bright pink shirt. You can't miss them.
You can't hide.
That's right. You'll be located throughout the ballpark, letting fans know when you arrive here at the game that day. And that's the other important thing. You have to come to the game to be part of this, right?
Absolutely.
There's a high pop.
Well, so they know it is June 27th. The Cincinnati Reds will be in town, and you get your tickets at Gate A and C.
Right.
And gates open at 5:30.
Correct.
So if you get there early, I mean, then you get over there and you can get your first pick of the ball. Then you never know what you're going to get. You can get an A-Rod ball, or you could even get, I'm going to give you one, a Rick Manning ball.
See? Priceless.
Well, they're going to lose. They're going to lose if they pick mine. But that's great. You got to get here early, and there you'll see it. Gates A and C. Redeem your tickets at Section 153, and all the proceeds will benefit the Providence House.
Here's Kelly Shopick, 1 for 7 in the series, standing in against Hughes. Now, Kate, you could probably get a baseball signed by just about anyone if you ask your husband. But if you could have a ball signed by anybody, in any walk of life, not necessarily just baseball.
Well, that's a good question.
Who would you want signed?
Wow, that's a good one.
That is a good question. We'll give you a second to think about it.
Okay, great.
I would say maybe Muhammad Ali.
Yeah?
You know, that would be a good one.
That'd be a good one.
That comes to mind. He lives in Phoenix, too. We should have sent that out. That'd be a nice one to have for your...
Rick's been camping out in front of his house waiting for him all winter long. That's what he does.
I think that would be a good one for me.
I don't know. That's a tough question. I'm happy with my Rick Manning baseball. I cherish that.
Oh, my. Foul back by Kelly Shopick. Well, we know Eric would love to have a Johnny Cash autographed baseball. Of course, that wouldn't be possible now.
No.
But you might find one somewhere. You never know.
I could start looking. eBay. I mean, you can find anything.
That is true.
Kids are well?
Kids are well. They're doing real good. They're downstairs watching right now. So, hi, kids.
1-2 pitch from Hughes to Shopick. A swing and a miss. Well, Kate, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Great. Kate, we'll take care of this.
Good luck.
The 27th. Good luck, and let us know if you need anything.
Thank you both.
It's Indians manager's wife, Kate Wedge. Stay tuned. Indians Yankees after this. Fans, if there's an engagement in your future, check out Alvin's Jewelers Pray for Rain promotion. You buy your engagement ring at Alvin's. It rains on your wedding day. Engagement ring free. Log on to alvinsjewelers.com for all the details. Brett Gardner, Francisco Cervelli, and Derek Jeter will bat for the Yankees. They're against Pavano in inning number 3. Gardner takes a first pitch strike. In 2008, last year when he was in the minor leagues, Gardner worked with hitting coach Butch Weininger, former Yankee catcher. And what Gardner did was he eliminated a hitch in the swing of where he would lean himself towards first base, almost like bailing as he was swinging. And Butch Weininger felt like being able to keep him more balanced at the plate would certainly give him a better opportunity to have success. And Weininger saying it was not all that unusual because with his speed, he was thinking about running almost before he was making contact. And we've seen a lot of the Japanese players, in particular Ichiro Suzuki, who have that. He's almost running towards first base as he's swinging.
Iwamura.
Yeah, Iwamura
yes,
similar.
That's exactly
Even
right.
Matsui has a little bit of a bail to his swing. But that's a tough way to go, I would think.
Well, you've got to have such quick hands, and your hands have to stay behind the baseball. You see, when you get out in front like that, you really lose a lot of the sting to hitting the baseball when you have to stay behind it. I mean, if you try and play golf that way where you're moving, you're going forward, and then your hands are behind you, you just don't get anything on it. You've got to stay behind. You see, he's out front. Look at that swing. You see where his hands are in nowhere's land, and you can't drive the ball. You've got to stay behind it with your hands right here, just barely out in front.
Well, that's the amazing thing, thinking about watching Ichiro, where he will do that, and yet he still somehow stays behind the ball, even with all that movement in his body.
He's a rarity. He's unbelievable.
Gardner gets into that one pretty well, but it's not going to go anywhere. That wind blowing straight in from center field, and it's a routine fly. One down. Now Francisco Cervelli, the Yankee catcher. Here's the Alltel text poll question of the game. Player of the month in May for the Tribe. What do you think? Carl Pavano, Asdrubal Cabrera, Victor Martinez, or Shin-Soo Choo? Text your answer to 31962. You could make a good case for just about any of those guys, including Carl Pavano, who is trying to run his record to 6-1 in the month of May. Francisco Cervelli, native of Venezuela, takes a strike. He was signed by the Yankees in 2003, born in Valencia. And a called strike. What's interesting is that Francisco Cervelli did not play for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic, but Italy, because his father immigrated from Italy to Venezuela when he was a young boy.
That sounds Italian to me.
It sure does. When I saw that he was from Venezuela, I was kind of surprised. I thought, I figured he would have been either a United States kid or from Italy. His dad, though, founded a transportation company in Venezuela. High pop on the infield, drifting into foul territory, and now blows all the way back toward the on-deck circle where Shopik makes the grab, 2 down. Let's send you back to the STO studios right now for a Ford Sports Update with Al Pawlowski.
All right, fellas, Blue Jays and Red Sox underway, and here in the top of the first inning, Kevin Youkilis goes yard with nobody aboard, puts Boston on the board, 1-0. Bottom of the first now, and Rogers center. Back to you.
Here now is Derek Jeter, who doubled his first time up. This is going to be interesting to see how Pavano adjusts, because Jeter was swinging right out of the on-deck circle against him in his first at-bat.
Well, he'll adjust, throw him a changeup. He came out with 2 fastballs in the first inning. We'll see if he changes up on him. There it was. Thank you very much.
Big hopper to short, and Cabrera takes care of it. Yankees go 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the third in Cleveland. No score. score, Luis Valbuena, Trevor Crowe, and Asdrubal Cabrera for the Tribe. Don't forget, every time the Indians go deep this year, we're raising money for the Gathering Place. Our friends at Great Clips donating $50 per dinger. Rick and I each donating $5 per homer. There's the total so far. You can log on to touchedbycancer.org to learn more about the Gathering Place, and you can also make a donation yourself. Gathering Place helps and supports individuals and families dealing with cancer. Valbuena with a 182 batting average on the year. One thing about Valbuena, when he has put the ball in play, it has been extra bases. 8 hits, 6 doubles. Phillip Hughes has fanned 4 through the first 2 innings. And there's a sharp hit ground ball towards Cano. And from the grass, throws him out and 1 away.
Well, you can eat to your heart's content at the new AM, PM all-you-can-eat seats. $32 upper reserve seat ticket includes unlimited hot dogs, popcorn, peanuts, nachos, and a Pepsi product. Visit Indians.com, the Indians team shops, or the Progressive Field ticket office to purchase yours.
Trevor Crowe steps in. And he takes the first pitch strike from Phillip Hughes. He yanks it down the right field line. Fair ball. Crowe flying into second base. And he'll go in standing with a 1-out double. Showing some quick hands to get that inside pitch. And the Indians have their first hit today and a man in scoring position now for Asdrubal Cabrera.
He went down and in. He was very quick down and in there. That ball was in off the plate. I'm going to tell you, he brought the hands in beautifully and hit a seed into right field. And it's fun to watch him run. He can run a little bit. He will get a double, his second double of the year. So the Indians now have an opportunity to get on top.
First time through the lineup, 7 first pitch strikes to the 9 hitters for Phillip Hughes. And we'll see if either he changes or the Indians make an adjustment.
On the year, hitters are hitting .261 the first time through, which he hasn't been around. You haven't seen him a lot. But after that, second time through is .357.
Wow, that's a pretty big jump.
So you make an adjustment. You have an idea what he throws.
Cabrera bloops one, shallow right. Cano is not going to get it. And Crowe's going to have to stop at third. He did not get a great read on that ball.
No, he did not. I maybe because we're sitting up this high that it was easy for us to tell, and it's a little different when you're on the playing field or at that level. But I had a feeling it was going to drop, but he wanted to make sure it was going to drop. With his speed, you don't want to get doubled up, but Cabrera gets enough of this ball for it to fall. I mean, and you have to read it out there as a player. He felt somebody was going to converge on it and make the play. That was placed beautifully. So it's now runners at the corner, so they're going to have to get one more to get him in.
Ben Francisco, the batter, 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. Indians trying to grab the early lead here today. Bottom of the third, no score. And the pitch is outside for ball 1. Francisco 3 for 8 now in the series. Cabrera does have 7 steals, the runner at first base. .42 pitches for Hughes so far, 30 of them for strikes. So he has aggressively been attacking the zone. In his first jam of the day, Francisco shoots it back. There's Trevor Crowe at third base with Cabrera over at first, being held on by Teixeira. And again, it's outside, 2-1. Almost looks like Hughes making a concerted effort to keep the ball away. Francisco, as we know, loves the ball in and can turn on a pitch in a hurry. Johnny Damon guarding over near the line in left field. Gardner shades Francisco toward left center.
Well, Ben doesn't drive the ball to right center field. He tries to hook everything and pull it. So if you're going to go inside on Francisco, you better get it way in and in off the plate where he's going to try and keep it in play, and you can get your ground ball for a double play. If not, you stay away.
Swung on and missed. He went fishing that time. And a good off-speed pitch evens the count at 2-2.
See, that's where Benny hasn't had enough playing time where he makes adjustments to make that pitch. And now with 2 strikes, man on third base, on that pitch there, if you're going to hit it, you're going to have to try and hit it to right field or you're going to strike out. He had his chances. He had the counts in his favor. Now you've got to readjust that swing and try and get your job done, which is get that man in from third base.
The 2-2. Just missed low with it. Well, let's see what happens here with runners at first and third and 1 out. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count on Ben Francisco. Time is called. Francisco Cervelli. He wants an off-speed pitch here. Runner goes at first, and it's ball 4, bases loaded. So the bags are filled for Johnny Peralta. Dave Island, the pitching coach, is going to go out for a chat first. Let's get a look at our Subway fresh face of the game down on the farm at Lake County. Abner Abreu, 285 average on the year. Set a solo homer in the captain's 2-1 win in West Virginia last night. Tearing it up over his last 8 games with 3 homers and a 367 average. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's Johnny Peralta, hit by a pitch his first time up. And a line drive base hit into right field. That'll score Crowe. Here comes Cabrera. Throw to the plate. Cut off. A 2-run single for Johnny Peralta. His 19th and 20th runs batted in on the year. And the Indians grab a 2-0 lead. It's the first lead the Indians have had in this series.
Well, and he comes out there. He gets a fastball, middle of the plate, and takes advantage of it. Hits it the other way. So Johnny stayed on that one. He got a nice pitch to his liking. Will give the Indians an early 2-0 lead. And that's 3 hits in the inning.
Now Shin-Soo Choo bounced into an inning-ending fielder's choice his first time up. Chance to keep the pressure on Phil Hughes here. And Choo chops it foul over toward the first base coaching box. This will be Philip Hughes' 50th pitch on the afternoon coming up. And now it looks like Hughes wants a little mound repair.
Yeah, he does. There's a big hole, I guess, over near the rubber that his foot may be slipping, so they're going to have to do a little groundwork.
Well, that's one way to stall the offense a little bit.
Well, if your foot's slipping in a hole, you got to take care of it.
Apparently, they're waiting for somebody on the grounds crew to come out with that tamper. Aerial coverage today provided by Goodyear. New Fuel Max tires help you get there on less gas. Calculate your savings at GoodyearTires.com. And what a day to be up in the blimp today. You can see for miles.
Yeah,
huh?
That's gorgeous. You got that right. Crystal clear.
They do some mound repair.
Seems to be fine. He says okay. Unless they're going to give him one throw to make sure it's okay. Right there where his toe is coming off the side or the corner of that rubber. He says it's okay.
So we're back to game time now. 2 on, 1 out. And an 0-1 count on Shin-Soo Choo. Now Hughes ready with the 0-1. Throw it by him, nothing into the count. Good fastball from Hughes. Hit him, and they're loaded again. That's the second hit batter today for Hughes. And causing some consternation now for Yankee manager Joe Girardi as Mark DeRosa will be the batter.
Again, here's another guy that gets it, and Chu's got the elbow pad on. You can see that protection.
He's at least trying to get out of the way. DeRosa was called out on strikes his first time up. 8 more than anybody else in baseball.
It's not even close.
And DeRosa takes a breaking ball for a strike. The Indians came into today's game just 5 for 30 with runners on base in the series and 3 for 16 in scoring position.
Well, they have a chance to have a big inning here.
And the count quickly 0-2.
You know, you look at the flip side of that coin, and the Indians, as far as pitching goes, they've only hit 15 guys, so they've been hit twice as much, at least.
The 0-2. DeRosa on the year is 2 for 7 in bases loaded situations. As a team, the Indians just a .259 average. With the bags loaded. Popped in the air. Right field. Swisher. Francisco tags. He's coming home. Swisher's throw airmails the cutoff man, and the Indians are able to get a run and move everybody up.
Guys don't really care anymore, do they, when they make throws? I mean, it's early in the ball game, and you may want to throw that guy out at home plate, but you have to realize to get the ball down to the cutoff man. What he did, he let 2 guys advance. Look at the runners go back and tag up. When he airmails this ball, that's not even a thought. You're going to continue to run all day long. I mean, that's not even a question. That's just bad outfield play. And now with a base hit, you get 2 more runs, and you don't keep a force out in order here at second base. Now you got to make the infielders go all the way to first base. That's just bad play.
Ryan Garco popped up to short his first time to the plate today, and he shoots it back foul. Let's see if the Indians can make the Yankees pay for that mistake now. They've already got a 3 spot on the board.
And I mean, if you do that day in and day out over the course of the long haul, you are going to give them up. You know, Phillip Hughes may get out of this inning now without giving up a base hit and keeping those 2 guys stranded. But if you continue to do that throughout the year, someone's going to come up and hurt you, and it just knocks you out of a ball game. It could make it a 5-0 ball game like that.
Well, here's the thing I don't understand, and again, this isn't to pick on Nick Swisher because we've seen the Indians make the same mistake defensively.
I've seen a lot of outfielders make mistakes like that. I'm not just blaming him.
This isn't something you need to be told at the major league level. These guys should already know those types of things.
Exactly right. I'm not picking on anybody specifically because you see it a lot in the game today.
It's almost like it's that highlight mentality. Oh, I'm going to make the big play here so everybody can.
If you make it here, you better make the play. And you rarely see it made like that. It's just not smart baseball.
The 1-2 pitch just missed outside. This will be pitch number 60 of the day coming up for Hughes. Been a rough inning for the Yankee right-hander. 2 on, 2 out. And Ryan Garco trying to make it a really big inning now for the Tribe. Hughes taking a long time. Garco steps out. According to Tommy Bowe, the Indians have not had a game without Sizemore, Martinez, and Hafner all in the lineup at the same time since August of last year. Grady on the DL today. Hafner on the DL. Martinez out with a bad knee. Garco grounds out, inning over. But the Indians do get the lead. They plate 3 runs. And after 3, lead it 3-0. This 4-game series today. Tribe on top 3-0 as we go to the 4th inning of action. Carl Pavano will face Johnny Damon, Mark Teixeira, and Alex Rodriguez. And Johnny Damon looks at a ball up high. Flied out to center his first time up. 37 pitches for Carl Pavano. 69% of them 4 strikes. Comes right back to even the count.
Well, now let's see if the veterans, the second time around, other than Jeter, who was very aggressive, swung at that first changeup, maybe be a little more patient the second time around.
1 down as Garco takes it to the bag. Well, let me ask you this. As I remind our audience, the scoreboard update brought to you by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. When you have a game plan going into a ball game, Rick, and you've gone up there first time through the lineup, and whatever that game plan was didn't seem to work, do you abandon it now second time through? Or?
No, you just may change. You may say, okay, I'm going to try and make him work, because he may start throwing, if he sees these guys getting a little more aggressive, throw more changeups. They're looking for first pitch fastballs, what they're searching for. If they don't get it, they'll take it. So, and Pavano may make the adjustment. It's different in every at bat.
So
and you'll just sit there. I mean, when you go with a game plan, you're not going to carry it through for 4 at bats. You better change, or you could drop a quick 0 for 4.
Fouled back, and the overall team game plan may not suit each individual hitter. Right.
You have to be an individual, even though your team is concept. Left-handers are going to be different than the right-handers, and everybody's got their own style. Guys like to hit deeper in the count. Other guys like to be aggressive. It's
right. So the hitting coach may come out, and Derek Shelton may come out and say, "Hey guys, he's a first pitch fastball guy. Let's try to be aggressive."
If he throws you the first pitch fastball. Now, if he doesn't, you take it, and then you sit and you try and search for that one pitch you're looking for. You try and what you do, if you can, where guys don't make it, you try and eliminate his best pitch or take it away from him. If you can do that and force him into doing something he doesn't normally do.
So case in point, then, if I'm a hitter, let's take our old buddy Casey Blake, for example, who we knew was a very patient hitter, was among the league leaders in pitches seen per at bat. Even though he knows guy's going to be around the plate early in the at bat, he still may take a couple of pitches.
Exactly.
Because that's his game plan, his approach.
Absolutely.
2 down as Teixeira flies to right.
That's his comfort zone.
Now Alex Rodriguez, who flied to center his first time up. And it looked like he just missed really getting into one.
Yeah, Carl got it inside just enough. A little deep down toward the trademark.
Misses for ball 1. And that strike evens the count. Special hello goes out to Michael, Maria, Andrew, and Skip Snow, who all are here at the game attending today. Rodriguez yanks one to left, and that is going to go off the wall. And with Rodriguez still not running all that well, even if he was, he might not have been able to turn that into a double.
That is absolutely true.
Hit it so hard that Francisco was able to play the carom easily.
He was only a few steps out of the batter's box by the time that ball hit the wall, and there was no decision that had to be made by Francisco. He was going to play it off the wall regardless, and that wall is going to come back to you where you're playing, so it's an easy play for him to just hold him to a single.
So runner first with 2 down now for Robinson Cano, who reached on an error by Asdrubal Cabrera his first time up. And he lifts a fly ball to center. Trevor Crowe makes the catch. And another good inning of work for Carl Pavano. Middle of the 4th. It's the Indians 3 and the Yankees nothing. Snow, who is a Yankee fan at heart. Now, his one son, Michael, is still a loyal Tribe rooter, but he's turned his other 2 kids to the dark side as well. What's wrong with a guy like that? I don't know.
Skip from Cleveland?
Yeah. An old Skip Snow.
And he's from a Yankees fan. Well, there's a lot of them here. There's always been Yankee fans in Cleveland. There's a lot of New Yorkers that are up here that are Yankees fans.
Yeah, some of them
you
even
find some team. I
some
guess.
of them even find a way into our booth. Now, where you grew up in Niagara Falls, was that big Yankee territory, or?
I would say, yeah, most everybody. That's why I didn't like him, is because everybody I grew up with liked him. I told you, they turned me to the National League, and I was a Cardinals fan.
Is that because the Mets were so bad you couldn't even consider them?
Well, that was before the Mets even. Well, 62 they came in. Yeah, Mets.
That's right. If I keep forgetting how old you are.
Yeah, exactly. You better be careful. I'm back. Me and Feller were roommates. My rookie year.
Here's the 1-1 to Kelly. Shopping back to the screen. Well, of course, we always have the winter press tour. We always make a stop in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's across state lines, it's still strong hold for Indians fans. The 1-2. Fouled back. And it would stand to reason for me that, just over into western New York, places like Chautauqua, that's got to be closer to Cleveland than it is to.
Oh, a lot closer.
Yeah.
Than New York. It's 450, 500 miles to New York City. But that's where they get, upstate New York, they see the Yankees play. They get their baseball.
Uh-huh.
The Cleveland market doesn't go in there.
Unless they've got the dish, and then they're dialing up STO nowadays.
That's exactly right. But, back in the day.
Sure.
You could only see Yankees games, and you get it on the radio as well, the scooter. So that's a lot of Yankees. And plus, they can come to Cleveland, and it's a 3-hour drive, and you get to see your beloved Yankees. And they're upset that they only come once a year.
Yeah. 2-2 fouled, tipped. Well, therein lies a whole can of worms with interleague play and the unbalanced scheduling. I think there are a lot of fans who would like to see, maybe not as perfectly balanced as, say, when you played everybody twice.
Well, in your division, when we were in the East against the Yankees, we'd play them 3 times. We'd go there 3 times, they'd come here 3 times, and that's where your rivalries start. When you're playing a team so many times like that throughout the course of the year.
Shopping strikes out. 1 down here in the 4th.
Well, visit any of the Northeast Ohio Indians team shop locations, including the new team shop at the Strip in North Canton. That's out near where Tommy Bowe lives. That's Indians Team Shop, your source for game tickets, authentic Indians merchandise.
Luis Valbuena takes a called strike. Valbuena grounded out the second, his first time up today. Tribe with 3 runs on 3 hits in the 3rd inning to grab this lead. In the dirt. Well, when you think about the way the scheduling is now, that's pretty much what we do with the 3 trips within the division. 3 to everybody. Everybody comes here 3 times.
So you play them 18 times in your division.
But with expansion over the years since you played and now with the interleague, as Valbuena strikes out, you can't get to everybody else the equal amount of times.
It's just hard to do, that's all. And you know what? You're going to have complaints and people moaning. It doesn't matter what the schedule set up. You can go back to the old style. You're going to have people that say, I miss the National League. So, it really doesn't matter. You're going to play 162 games at the start of the season, and that's that. and hopefully that you have an impact in your division more so.
Trevor Crow doubled and scored his first time up. In fact, it was Crow who sparked that rally in the third inning when he took a pitch down and in and doubled it into the right field corner.
You know, after that first hit and he had to go from the stretch, he struggled in that inning. He struggled to get through it. He's out of that full windup, and he's
not struggling now.
No, he's not.
He struck out 2 in a row, and he's got Crow down on the count 0-2. Rolls one to second base. Cano throws him out. Indians go in a hurry. And after 4 complete, it's Cleveland 3, New York nothing. Hideki Matsui with a strikeout his first time up. Looks at a ball outside. Pitch down and in, 2-0.
First 2-0 count for Carl Pavano this afternoon.
And Matsui wasn't going to spot him another one.
Well, we want to send along some birthday wishes to Julie Larson. Julie, happy birthday. Of course, our own Dan's mom, Dan Larson. So, Julie, happy birthday to you.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. I saw that note earlier today. I thought it said Dan's wife. That's why I thought might be a little awkward. You said his mom, but luckily it is his mom.
It is.
And luckily I wasn't reading the card.
Well, we know on day games we got to protect you. Especially day games after night games.
There's a strike. And the count goes full at 3-2. Matsui struck out swinging his first time up. And this is hit pretty hard left field. Back goes Francisco. And he makes the routine catch, one away. Let's check out our direct energy bringing the gas sequence back in the second inning.
Well, it was a 6-pitch at bat here for Matsui as Carl comes up and he missed. There he found the strike zone, evened it up. That was a pretty good pitch, but the guy was running and Shabik threw him out. He's behind in the count. He got him right there. 3-2 pitch.
Direct Energy offers simple solutions for your natural gas supply needs. Nick Swisher called out on strikes his first time up. He lines one to left field, and Francisco can't get this one. He'll have to play it on a hop. 1 on, 1 out. Here in the 5th now for Brett Gardner. Brett Gardner 1 for 7 in the series. Tonight at 7 on All Bets Are Off, Bruce Drennan will take your calls and emails. Plus, he'll announce that he'll be making his managerial debut at the July 11th one-day fantasy camp here at Progressive Field.
Who's that, Bruce?
Yeah. He'll tell you how you can sign up to be on his team tonight at 7 on All Bets Are Off.
Okay, he's probably going through his signs now. Hit and run, bunt, and everything like that.
Managerial debut, huh?
I got to see that. We got to have that on tape.
Boy, you talk about opening yourself up.
Left-handers today, 1 for 11 off Carl Pavano. He's done a nice job.
Just missed outside. And the count 1-2. Six fly ball outs today, and this is a good day to make them hit it in the air because the breeze is blowing in. It's cool. Ball doesn't seem to be carrying all that well. Tapper
double play
to short.
Beautiful.
Cabrera kicks the bag, throws to first. Inning-ending double play. Halfway home here at Progressive Field. Cleveland 3, New York nothing. Progressive Field as you look in from the Goodyear blimp on Kids Fun Day here at Progressive Field with that wind blowing in off the lake, a little on the cool side, especially for the folks sitting in the shade. At least if you're out in the sunshine, that'll warm you up today. As we say goodbye to the month of May.
Yes, indeed. That's right. Tomorrow will be June 1st.
As Drupal Cabrera singled and scored in the Indians' 3-run third. And he lines one right at Gardner in center field. He goes back and it's over his head. Cabrera on his way to second. And he will turn and have to hold with a double. Gardner looked like initially he didn't think that ball was going to carry, and then it jettisoned over his head.
He was fooled on that ball. It's exactly what happens when that ball's hit straight at you. You know, he started to go back, I guess nonchalantly. Let's take a look. This will be a good read here. He freezes like he should. He came in and then turns back the other way, and it cost him. That cost him a step, and he just missed that ball. See him right now, he turns the other way, and by the time he can get back, he was fooled by that. That'll go as a double by Cabrera.
That must feel when you start to go back like you're running in quicksand.
Well,
too.
He started in, took that half step in, and then you realize, oh my goodness, that ball's staying up. Sometimes that ball will sink on you. It didn't. It stayed up, and it got over his head. Take advantage of it. Middle part of the ball game, you've got a chance to add to a 3-0 lead. Very important run out there for the Tribe.
Francisco looks at a ball outside 2-0.
You know, when Hughes is either 0-2 or 1-2, and he's had 13 counts like that, Indians hitters are 0 for 10. And any other count other than that, they were 3 for 4.
Seems so simple. Just get ahead, put them away.
Yeah. Well, it is, but you can't always get ahead. You know, you're going to miss that. Sometimes plate moves around or you miss. Much easier said than done, but when he does get ahead in the count, he's been very good.
Back to the screen it goes. It looks like maybe he gets into and falls out of rhythm because he struck out the first 2 hitters of the game. Then in the second inning, he struck out 2 hitters in the span of 3 batters.
Right.
And then in the 4th inning, he struck out back-to-back hitters again.
Well, he's always out of the full windup. When you get him to the stretch, that's when he has his problems. And he fell behind coming to Francisco, but he's been able to battle to get back even, see what he can do.
Rounds it foul.
That's a problem we've been noticing with Fausto Carmona. You know, he gets into that stretch and he has problems.
Francisco with a liner to right.
Good job.
Swisher will play it on a hop. Hit it so hard, Cabrera has to stop at third. But again, the Indians have runners at the corners with nobody out.
That's doing your job right there, getting him over to third base. Doesn't matter if it's hit too hard. His job is to get him over to third with less than 2 outs. It's a slider up that he stayed on. Now, Ben doesn't do this a whole lot, go the other way. He does right here. Maybe because that pitch was elevated a little bit and it makes it a little easier to go to right field. But a very good start to this inning.
Now Johnny Peralta, who smacked in 2 his last time up, looks at a ball outside. You know, Johnny Peralta filled in admirably last year in the cleanup spot with all of the injuries and did a terrific job. And Eric Wedge batting him third today, despite the fact that he has had a tough time producing runs this year. But what do you know? He jumps right in, drives in 2.
It's funny how you get into situations, you know, when you get into spots. Francisco goes into that number 2 hole today where Grady has been, because Grady's put on the DL. He's been on 2 times. He scored the last time. He scored the second run when Peralta was up there. I mean, the whole lineup is different today.
And with Grady on the DL now and Victor at least out for a couple of days, this is a lineup that is going to continue to change and evolve.
I would have to think so.
2-0 pitch.
You know, and you sit here and you're thinking, boy, maybe Hafner's coming back. Well, Hafner hasn't been a part of this. You know, it's better that maybe that he's not here. You know, because you got to have guys that you can count on day in and day out for Eric Wedge.
Yeah, and you know what? When Hafner's here, he's here, and we'll deal with it then, because I'm done trying to figure out this whole process.
You can't, whether it's sore or he can't play 2 days in a row. You need guys that can play here. You're playing with a weak enough, roster as it is. I mean, you look at the roster they're throwing out there now compared to when they broke camp. They've already used 22 pitchers.
Yeah.
Let alone the everyday players going out there. They're carrying 13 pitchers, and it has been a mess.
Yeah, the original plan was to reevaluate Hafner today and possibly get him activated tomorrow. But again, we'll just have to wait and see.
Play it, but yeah. Want to send out a happy 25th birthday to Matt Schwab. Matt, happy birthday to you.
A 2-2 count on Johnny Peralta here. Popped him up. Shallow right.
That's
charging in a Swisher. And he will make the catch. And the runners hold at first and third.
Well, make someone's next birthday one to remember and celebrate with Slider out here at Progressive Field. Slider birthday parties for groups of 10 or more include ticket discounts, an excellent pregame meet and greet with Slider, and much more. Call 216-420-HITS.
Shin-Soo Choo bounced into a fielder's choice, and he was hit by a pitch. Runner at third, one out. Trying to at least get that run in.
Well, this is a point in time, and we've said it many, many times. When your team inconsistent, like the Indians have been this year to put them on, this is a very important run, middle part of the game when they have a 3-0 lead.
Meanwhile, Hughes at 87 pitches, bullpen busy for New York. Swing and a miss, 1-1 the count. If the Indians can get to Hughes here, it may bring about an abrupt end to his day.
Remember, in his last start, he pitched 8 innings against a very good Texas Ranger lineup in Texas. Gave up just 3 hits.
But when you look beyond that, 5 innings against Baltimore, 5 innings against the Twins, an awful outing in Baltimore, inning and 2/3, 4 innings against Boston, 6 innings against Detroit.
It's a young pitcher. It's a guy going out there where command is really the big thing.
Brett Tomko, right-hander, loosening. 1-1 pitch to Choo. Good fastball, kept it away, 1-2 the count. Got the Shin-Soo Choo bobblehead giveaway coming up on Saturday, June 13th. The throwback 80s uniforms. Choo will be wearing some Don Johnson Miami Vice type gear in that bobblehead doll. Down low, 2-2 the count. Let's take a look at it here. There it is.
Look at
it. Got the white shoes and everything.
Looks like Vic Damone. There it is.
I'll go with Don Johnson.
Okay.
You say Vic Damone, you just lost 3/4 of our audience.
Well, that was the joke in here last night amongst us. Look at that. You just want the white suit.
Here's the 2-2. And Choo hits it high and foul and out of play. Francisco Cervelli out to the mound to talk with Philip Hughes. A young battery mate When you talk about Hughes and Cervelli, both under the age of 24. It's the youngest starting battery mates since October of '04 for New York, when Brad Halsey and Deanna Navarro worked the ball game. But according to Elias, they're the youngest pitching-catching combo before September call-ups since June of 1971, when Steve Klein and Thurman Munson.
Steve Klein, okay. He ended up coming to Cleveland in the trade.
That pitch is down and in, and the count goes full. I'm thinking more recently. Remember the left-hander Steve Klein the Indians had about maybe 10 years ago?
No. That ended up going to St. Louis, San Francisco. Not in the 70s.
Yeah, 1971, Steve Klein and Thurman Munson. First and third for the Tribe, one out on the fifth. Pitch number 94 coming up here for Phil Hughes. Francisco probably will be moving here. He takes off. Chu broke his bat.
That'll get it done, though.
Fly ball to right field. Switcher will make the catch. He's going to throw back to first.
That's a smart play.
And scoring from third is Asdrubal Cabrera. 4-0 Cleveland. So Chu gets his 31st run batted in on the year.
Okay, good job. You get the run in. And then really the smart play for Swisher was, go behind him. You weren't going to throw the guy out at home plate. It's too far of a throw. The guy was off and running. Try and double him off first base before the run scores. It's rare you're going to do it, but the possibility was there. That was the only play he had. The run will score, and Francisco gets back, but the Indians now make it 4-0. So good baseball.
Now Mark DeRosa, who drove in a run with a sacrifice fly his last time up. And this will be a fly ball, shallow right near the line. Swisher is there, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Indians tack on a run through 5, now lead the Yankees 4-0. New Fuel Max tires help you get there on less gas. Calculate your savings at GoodyearTires.com. Carl Pavano will face Francisco Cervelli to start the 6th inning here. And he does so with a first pitch strike. 11 of 18 first pitch strikes today for Carl Pavano. 42 of his 61 tosses have been called strikes. He has been masterfully efficient here this afternoon. Bouncing ball to third, backhanded by Johnny Peralta. His throw on the money, 1 away. Let's go back to the STO studios right now for a Ford Sports update with Al Pawlowski.
Matt, Rick, they're underway in St. Pete's here at the top of the 2nd inning. The Twins, Brendan Harris gets Minnesota on the board with his solo home run, his 3rd of the year. Minnesota has the lead by that run, 1-0. 3rd inning now, taking on the Rays. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Derek Jeter, 1 for 2, steps in. And another first pitch strike. Tapper just by Pavano's mitt. Bare hand grab by Cabrera. Throw! Got him! Holy smokes, what a play. And Pavano may even get credit on that because it looked like it ticked off his glove. Cabrera, though, with a do-or-die play, made a brilliant throw, and on a bang-bang play at the bag, the Indians get the call for out number 2.
Yeah, that was awfully close. It is a 1-6-3, and Jeter's got a he continued his hitting streak in his first at-bat, but I'll tell you, that was bang-bang. From our angle, I thought he might have beat it, but I'm sure we'll get another look at it. Great play by Cabrera. He comes in with the bare hand, makes the throw across, times it. There's the throw. There's Jeter. Oh, he beat it. Don't you think?
I think he did.
Yeah, it looks like that foot may be on the bag. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Indians catch a break. That's good. And, you know, look at Jeter. He really didn't say a whole lot. He didn't agree with him, but it'll go as a 1-6-3.
Jeter's played long enough to know that on those bang-bang plays, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
That's exactly right. You know, he'll go out and tell him, I beat it.
I will say, for all the complaining we do about bad calls, on those close bang-bang plays, the umpires get those right most of the time.
You're exactly right. They're a lot more than what people give them credit for.
Check out our All Care Dental and Dentures Smile and Easy Cam. Lots of smiles on a Sunday afternoon at the Ball Yard on Kids Fun Day. 17 locations across northeastern Ohio. All Care Dental and Dentures make seeing the dentist easy. Runner at first with 2 down now for Mark Teixeira, who is 0 for 2. He is grounded out and flied to right. Pavano fires it in there, and Teixeira hits it a long way. Deep right field. Chu is back, and it is gone. Mark Teixeira with his 16th home run of the year. A 2-run jack cuts the Indians' lead in half. It's now a 4-2 ball game, and Teixeira got that good extension.
Well, that's his 13th home run in the month of May, his 32nd RBI. It continues. He's finishing the month the way it started. Hot.
Yes, indeed.
So he gets the Yankees on the board, and it's number 16. And he now has 42 RBIs. And there's a fastball away that Carl gave him a little swinging room. And Teixeira makes him pay. So they cut the lead in half.
And to bring up Alex Rodriguez, who is 1 for 2. With a long single his last time up. He drilled it off the Cleveland Clinic sign in left field. But he hit it so hard, he couldn't get to second base. And just like that, it's a 2-run game. Hits are even at 5 apiece. Pavano now with 70 pitches on the day. 50 of them have been for strikes. Still working with a 2-run lead now.
Well,
and now, how big is that call at first base?
Well, I was going to say that could very easily have been a 3-run homer. He gets inside on A-Rod. They're going to get in there and get that. So the pitch
Inning
counts
over.
down.
Yankees get on the board on the 2-run homer by Teixeira, and it's a 4-2 ball game. League going to the bottom of the 6th inning on Kids Fun Day. My Little League coach wanted to come, but he's a Yankees fan, so no.
And we left him at home.
No tickets for you. Chin-Ming Wong, who has been a terrific starter in the past for New York, but he's been a disaster so far this year.
Well, he was a part of that. He started that game when they scored 22 in New York on that Saturday afternoon. Remember, couldn't get out of the second inning, and it was just that's where it all went down for him after that. Had to go down and rehab and build it back up, and that was April 18th. You can see 1 1/3, 8 hits, 8 runs, did not walk anybody, had 1 strikeout on 52 pitches. The sinker wasn't sinking that day, but normally this guy's a ground ball machine and has been in the past, where if you're a hitter, you're going to mostly hit the top part of that baseball and put it on the ground.
Ryan Garco to lead off for the Tribe, looks at a strike.
You know, and here's a guy where if they get him figured out and get him back into the rotation, how valuable will he be to this pitching staff when you think about it? Look at that. That sinker's, yes, indeed.
0-2.
At 93. Watch that ball go down.
No, you don't.
He's always been at the top of the league, or in the top 3 ground ball to fly ball ratio. He's just overmatched Garco right there.
Let's get a look at our Northern Ohio Toyota dealers game recap. Johnny Peralta with a 2-run single in the 3rd inning to make it 3-0 Tribe. Mark DeRosa's sac fly ultimately made it 3-zip. And then Mark Teixeira with a 2-run homer to make it 4-2. For a Toyota dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Kelly Shopik 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Fouls it away. Chin-Ming Wong into the Y, the 0-1. And another good sinking fastball. And the count is 0-2. Well, if he continues to throw like this, he may find himself back in the rotation.
Well, you can see he's getting leverage to getting that ball going downhill, and when you do that, you're going to get the sink.
And that game in Cleveland, everything he threw was about thigh high, or back in New York, I should say, when he got bombarded by the Indians.
Look at that little hesitation up at the top of that windup. He gets set. He's got an excellent sinker. So first two guys he's faced, he struck out. I could see the difference in the guy already.
That's 8 strikeouts for Yankee pitching so far today. Alltel text poll question of the game. Indians player in the month of May. Is it Carl Pavano, who's going for a 6th win? Is Drupal Cabrera, who has swung the bat well? Victor Martinez, who has a long hitting streak? Or Shin-Soo Choo, who's been batting cleanup in the absence of Hafner? Luis Valbuena takes a strike. He is 0 for 2. Bouncing ball by Rodriguez and into left field. You know, the folks who follow the Yankees on a daily basis have noticed that for Rodriguez, his lateral movement coming back from the hip surgery still not very good. And that part of that they think might be, you know, just in the back of his mind, just a little bit of a lingering doubt as to is it strong enough to really make some of those moves.
Well, when you have surgery like he had, I mean, it's going to be in the back of your mind because he came back quickly from that, and you don't realize it. I mean, it may stay there for a while until you're tested every which way, shape, or form. You know, the important thing is stay out there and start hitting. It's not getting that first step quickness to get base hits away or take base hits away. He's never going to be a Gold Glove third baseman, never has been. And their defense, though, the Yankees, you can't say anything. They have 20 errors as a team, 16 consecutive games without making an error. And they're halfway through today. If they could make it through, they'll tie the major league record. That comes in a 17-game stretch by the Red Sox from June 11th through the 30th back in 06. Well, today is the 17th game for the Yankees.
Wong's 1-0 pitch. Snap throw back to first. Valbuena there. Trevor Crowe doubled in the third and scored the Indians' first run today. Grounded out to second back in the fourth. Pitch out, nothing doing. Another throw to first. Valbuena back.
No, they're thinking maybe they'll start some Eric Wedge, but not 2 outs. He doesn't want to get a guy thrown out here. Valbuena just giving him a little bluff.
Well, if you were going to take a chance, you've given him a good chance now with the 2-1 count.
Yeah, but with 2 outs,
there he goes.
Yeah.
And a pitch is low. Throw to second.
Got him.
Got him. Inning over. 6 complete, 4-2 Cleveland. Top seventh inning here at Progressive Field. And Carl Pavano has gone at least 6 innings.
Look at
8 times this year.
Look at the pitch count, though, because the Yankees, philosophy today, we could tell from the first inning was they were going to be aggressive. He has never thrown more than 16 pitches in any one inning.
They have swung at the last 5 pitches he's made in this game. Now Robinson Cano takes a first pitch strike. That's 16 of 23 first pitch strikes for Pavano today. He's been efficient. He's thrown a lot of strikes, but they have been quality strikes. He's, for the most part, been able to stay out of the middle of the plate. 1 down. Browns fans, you can win a Trips pack. The Browns' new 3-game ticket plan. Log on to STOHD.com now. Tell us your 3 favorite Browns receivers of all time, and you'll be automatically entered to win. For Gary Coach, it's Gary Collins, Paul Warfield, and Webster Slaughter.
Those are his 3 all-time.
Yep.
And he's a diehard Brown fan. Did you ask Tony down in the clubhouse?
I did not.
Big shooter.
Tony, if you're listening, text us your 3 favorite Browns receivers of all time. Hideki Matsui takes a strike. Somehow, Dave Logan has to make it onto that list. Dave Logan. He's got to make it on that list, doesn't he?
Oh,
Matsui,
boy.
Squibber.
Forget about it.
Fair and no play for Peralta.
No. I mean, you couldn't have rolled it down there.
How many of those have
with
they had in this
Well,
series?
he's had a couple of them himself. Yeah. I mean, he had one last night that was a serve, like from the French Open down the line and just stuck inside of it.
The clay courts of Roland Garros. Here at Progressive Field.
Look at that. I mean, that is just, you see where he's moving out, and that's a good pitch, and Peralta where he's playing him, there's no way. You just pick it up and put it in your pocket. That'll go as a base hit. That's 6 hits now for the Yankees. But what it does, it brings a tying run to the plate.
And now Nick Swisher, who is 1 for 2 with a base hit. It's going to get the Indians bullpen busy. Pitch in there for a strike. And the Indians bullpen gets busy not because Pavano has made a lot of pitches. He's only at 77. But getting down towards the bottom of the lineup, when they turn it over, it will be the 4th time today for the hitters to face Pavano. And that's rare in this day and age that a hitter gets to see the same pitcher 4 times in a game. Very rare.
Well, and when you look at it, Pavano's usually right around a 90-pitch guy.
Yeah, he's gone over 100 one time this year.
And it's not that he's had any, tough innings where he's had to really work hard and work himself through. That one mistake to Scherer gave him half the runs back with 1 swing of the bat. It's just that this is how that Yankees lineup is. If they get a base runner, a lot of these guys can leave the yard.
Twice Pavano's gone over 100 pitches this year. Both times here in the month of May. But he's been anywhere from a season high of 103. And in the month of May, 92 was his low.
Matty, there you go, pal.
Oh!
Doggone it. E8. I had to reach. That was better effort.
Wow.
They're hooting on me.
The Gold Glove.
Everybody's hooting on me. Here
it
comes. It's coming. Now watch. You see, I got to lean out. I had to lean.
It was not a routine play. I'll give you that.
I had to reach. I should have made it. Now, I'm not going to say I shouldn't have. And I'll take the error.
I'll tell you, the way the bird scattered, I couldn't see the ball for the birds. I'm not sure how you tracked it. Swung on and missed. Well, Pavano punches out Nick Swisher for out number 2.
Well, don't miss taking advantage of half-price upper box tickets for the Friday, June 12th game, interleague game against the Cardinals. The deadline has been extended through midnight tomorrow for this offer. So visit Indians.com and use the promotion code GARCO.
2 down, a runner at first. And Brett Gardner 0 for 2 will be the batter. Gardner rips it, and a great leaping grab by Garco to end the inning. Gardner absolutely smoked it, and Ryan Garco took it away from him. Stretch time in Cleveland, 4-2 Trot.
It's time for the
Panini'sGrill.com. Let's send you back down to the STO studios for a Ford Sports Update with Al Pulowski.
All right, fellas, let's go back down to Tampa, where the American League leader in home runs is at it again. Carlos Pena, his 17th year. Ties the game up at 1 with the Twins as they move to the 5th inning now in St. Pete. Back to you.
Chen-Ming Wang will stay out for a second inning of relief work. The Indians bullpen quiet for the moment, so it looks like Carl Pavano will be coming back out for the 8th inning.
I think they'll have somebody up getting loose. Yeah, during this inning. Yeah, I think he's done. You can't ask him to go any more than what he has. That bullpen's been pitching well. I would think he's going to be done as the inning gets going.
He's only had 82 pitches on. I understand.
I know.
What you're saying.
82 is good with me. The way he's pitched, you give me 7 innings, and I'll let it go at that. You've got a bullpen out there for a reason. He has been outstanding again today, and I mean they were aggressive, but he's kept the ball in play. He's changed speeds nicely, as he always has. He has a shot at 6 wins in the month of May. Double play ball right there. He has been great. You know, I know how you want to send him out there, but when you got to go through the 4th time through a very good lineup, let's turn it over. We'll see.
That will be the decision. You say go bullpen. Eric Wedge and Carl Willis, I'm sure, have discussed it. And it looks like he's staying. I think he's going back out.
I mean, that's theirs. I mean, that guy, he's been outstanding.
I'm with him. I'm on record. I'm saying okay. I like it. Trevor Crowe doubled and scored the Indians' first run of the game back in the 3rd inning. Bunts it foul. Wong, the wine, and the 0-1. Swung on and missed. I'll say this. I send Pavano back out there, and I'm going to have both Perez and Betancourt up in the bullpen.
Okay.
There's Jack F. Hold it up, Jack. Hold it up.
Yeah,
so
hold it
we can
up. Get back in your cubby hole down there with the umpires where you belong.
Where's your Red Wings jersey?
They don't miss a trick around here. They only come out when they come to hoot on you.
Trevor Crow chops it to first. Teixeira takes it himself. How's your finger, by the way?
That's fine.
Okay.
Well, Sunday, June 14th, the Indians take on the Cardinals. It's an 8:05 start, and all kids 14 and under will receive a reversible Grady Sizemore jersey. It'll also be a KeyBank Kids fun night. Not day, fun night, with the pregame activities out on the plaza. So visit Indians.com for tickets. Maybe later in June we could have a Gold Glove bucket day.
As Drupal Cabrera takes a strike. He has singled, doubled, scored 2 runs. Chin-Ming Wong has thrown 16 pitches, 13 for strikes. He looks like a completely different pitcher than the last time we saw him. Two balls, 1 strike. I guess the question Joe Girardi and Dave Island have to answer is, in what role is who more valuable in? Is Hughes more valuable as a starter or as a reliever, and vice versa with Wong? Because these are the two guys I would imagine it comes down to.
Well, this guy's proven. He's won 19 games. He's a proven winner at the major league level. I mean, you get this guy straightened out. I know what I would do. He'd go right back into the rotation. Not to say Hughes is not a good starter or couldn't be, or is not going to be a good starter. This guy has proven it. You throw him in the mix with CC and A.J. Burnett, and I'll tell you what,
then they've got a chance to get on a roll.
That's 3 good guys. If this guy gets going, you can get on a real roll pitching wise, and they have been. Their starters are 9-1 out of their last 17 games.
Cabrera grounds to Teixeira, 2 down. Indians golf Celebrity Classic coming up August 3rd at Quail Hollow Resort and Country Club. Golf, breakfast, lunch, post-golf cocktail party, live and silent auctions. Call 216-420-HITS. Visit Indians.com/golf. The other guy that there are question marks with regards to the Yankees rotation, we'll see him tomorrow, and that's Jabba Chamberlain. He's dynamite coming out of that bullpen, but as a starting pitcher, mixed results.
That's the guy I would like to, if I was them, I would like to see coming out of the pen.
Francisco with a 2-out single keeps the inning alive for Johnny Peralta.
Good swing by Ben Francisco, and that's one that stayed middle of the plate. That didn't have any of the movement. But he gets a base hit, and it was a grounder on the ground. Second hit that Wong has given up.
Now Johnny Peralta, he is 1 for 2 with a 2-run single in the 3rd inning. And a reminder to our viewers that tomorrow's game between the Indians and the Yankees will not be seen locally here on Sports Time Ohio. You'll see it on ESPN. Called strike to Peralta. What's interesting about tomorrow's starter, Jabba Chamberlain, we talk about how, starting pitchers usually do well early, and then as the hitters get a look at him, then
right.
Chamberlain just the opposite. 373 opponent average first time through, and then 210 second and third time through combined.
That's rare because usually coming out of the bullpen, you're going to be more aggressive, you know, and throwing strikes, especially when he was in the setup role when he was coming out of the bullpen. But, you know, we don't have a chance to see him pitch every day. We did have a chance to face him in New York.
He's given up a lot of first inning runs.
I remember he gave up, I think it was 5 against the Red Sox in one start.
You know, and that may be a case
and then ended
where
up striking out 12.
There's Chamberlain right there. When you're adjusting to that role from bullpen to starter. You know,
well, he's not throwing 98 like he was coming out of the pen. He's down to about 92, 93. And, you know, you have to pace yourself a little bit more. He's got the stuff. There's no doubt about it. That kid, he has the stuff. 3-pitch mix.
There goes Francisco, and Peralta fouls it off.
Tony didn't text you his receivers, huh?
No. Oh, here he comes. He's in. Dante Lavelli, Glue Fingers, Gary Collins, and Dave Logan.
There you go.
And, of course, now Braylon Edwards because he came here and took batting practice and went deep.
Yeah. Right.
He'd be his alternate, I guess. There goes Francisco again. Pitches low. Throw to second. And Francisco in with a steal. And I'm not sure if the ball may have hit Francisco. I don't think Cano got leather on it. Not sure. But it looked like Francisco when he went into the bag. Maybe it was just the slide itself. Take another look here.
Well, it did. The throw was up toward the runner, and it did look like it hit Francisco because Cano coming in from behind, it got all Francisco in the arm or the back.
Yep. 9th steal for Ben. Yeah, right there on that left elbow. Johnny, a tapper over Chin-Ming Wong. Jeter will have no play. An infield single for Peralta. You talk about perfectly placed and perfectly bounced.
Well, as you can see what happened, once it got over the head of Chin-Ming Wong, Jeter was just making sure it was not going to get in the outfield to score another run. You just keep the guys at bay. You keep it on the infield. He wasn't even entertaining the thought of throwing it to first base. He was just going to keep that runner at third, give his pitcher a chance to get out of this inning with 2 outs without giving up a run.
First and third, 2 down for Shin-Soo Choo. Chu drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. He's also been hit by a pitch today. He got a chance to give Carl Pavano a little breathing room right here. Down low to even the count at 1-1. Swung on and missed. Tony told me his uncle's not happy with him because he didn't put Ray Renfroe on the list.
These guys, they don't miss a beat, do they? How about Brian Brennan?
BB from Boston College. In the dirt, good stop by Cervelli. 2-2 with runners first and third and 2 down. The 2-2 to Chu. Bounced it to Teixeira, who smothers it. Inning over. 7 complete from Progressive Field. It's Cleveland 4 and New York 2. .com. 4-2, Tribe leads it. 8th inning. Carl Pavano staying out there. He's only made 82 pitches. But just in case, Raffy left and Raffy right are both warming in the Indians' bullpen. Francisco Cervelli will lead it off. Won't. Jorge Posada is pinch hitting here. 0 for 2 was Cervelli. And Posada just off the DL at the start of the series, is 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter in that one. A 3-run homer. Fouls it right back. Posada has a home run in the series. It came off Fausto Carmona in last night's game. 85th pitch of the day coming up here for Pavano. Missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 is down low. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pavano has never faced more than 4 hitters in any one inning today, as the count goes to 3-2. Payoff pitch. Struck him out looking. 4th strikeout for Carl Pavano. And a big one here in the 8th, as it keeps that tying run from coming to the plate.
Well, it looked like that Posada was just sitting on 1 pitch and 1 pitch only, and he took the changeup. It looked like it was high. Or was that a fastball? What was the speed of that, Murph?
That was a changeup.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought, 80. That was the changeup. So he was sitting fastball, and he took that change even with a 3-2 count.
Derek Jeter, 1 for 3. Jeter taps one over the mound. Backhanded. Valbuena's throw couldn't get anything on it, and Jeter beats it out. Valbuena did all he could. And another close play at first.
That was just like the Peralta hit over for Wong the top half, or the bottom half of the inning, right over the pitcher's head, and you're not going to get him. Look at high enough where the fielder is going away from throwing the baseball, and you'll see he is safe.
So Eric Wedge going to the center of the diamond. And with the left-handed hitting Johnny Damon coming up, that's going to be it for Carl Pavano. Terrific effort by the Indians right-hander. He's in line for his 6th win here in the month of May. After 7 1/3 innings of work there this afternoon, a nice ovation for Carl Pavano. 4-2 Tribe. We'll be right back. Third, 2 runs on 7 hits. Did not walk a batter, struck out 4.
Yeah, it was a very nice outing by Pavano to go up there and kept his team right there in it. One little mistake, and it was a 2-run homer by Teixeira. Other than that, he was outstanding.
And when they did have runners on base today, they were just 1 for 7 against Pavano and 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position against him. 89 pitches for Carl, 64 for strikes.
Well, Perez is coming on to match up right here with Johnny Damon. And we'll see what happens after this, regardless if he wants to share it, probably to hit from the left side. It'll be Betancourt for an out. So he may be on for just 1 hitter right here.
Johnny Damon, 1 for 3. Singleton scored ahead of the 2-run homer by Teixeira in the 6th inning. Pitch is outside for ball 1. Perez with the 1-0. Damon yanks it down the line right field. On his way to third goes Jeter. On his way to second is Damon. Throw by Chu, not in time. Second and third, one out. And the Yankees threatening here in the 8th inning now.
That's the second double of the afternoon. Damon got a pitch that looked like a little slider he's able to pull down in the corner. There's the tying run. He's going to get to second base, and Eric Wedge is going to go right back out and make another move. He didn't match up with him. Damon gets the double. We'll go to the mound and get another pitcher.
Another timeout. Still 4-2 Cleveland.
I go for number one.
24% agreed with you.
Yep.
New pitcher is Rafael Betancourt. After Perez gave up the double to Damon, Betancourt will face Teixeira.
Well, and this is a big point in this ball game. Rafael Betancourt appearing for the 25th time. 29 strikeouts in his 26 2/3 innings. You've got the tying run on second base. You've got one out, but you're facing the big boppers, a guy that already hit the 2-run homer today and has 13 homers in the month of May.
He's a better hitter right-handed, but more power, at least in terms of his homers, from this side of the plate. 12 of his 16 homers have been hit left-handed. Swung on and missed.
Change up.
But his batting average in terms of Teixeira, 370 as a right-handed hitter, just 244 as a lefty.
I like that first pitch changeup. You see, they're all looking fastball off Betancourt first pitch.
The 0-1. Teixeira, 0 for 7, 2 strikeouts against Betancourt. But a big moment in the game right here with the tying run at second base. Missed outside, didn't miss by much.
What's happened to Betancourt now? He's limping. As he follows through, let's see. What did he get? A cleat get caught?
Couldn't see anything right there, Rick, but he's definitely hobbling as he came off the mound. I think you're right. I think he did catch a spike. Betancourt.
Look at he's bending that one leg, and it doesn't look good if he's bending over like that.
I don't think this looks good
Look
at all.
No, it's a groin. It's a groin. That's his drive
his right
leg. He's
leg.
done.
So we've got a timeout here at Progressive Field, and the Indians are going to have to find somebody down in that bullpen to get loose. Mark Teixeira steps in now against Matt Hergis. And the pitch is low, 3 balls and a strike. Matt Hergis coming out of the Indians bullpen for the 10th time this year. Did a nice job. He's done a nice job so far, but he's walked into a hornet's nest right here. And the 3-1 pitch is back to the screen, full count. After Betancourt hobbled off the mound, Hergis enters and delivers a 3-2 pitch to Teixeira. It's hit high in the air, deep left center. Crow racing back on the track, and it's going to be off the wall. Yankees will tie the game. Go ahead, run into scoring position. That closes the book on Carl Pavano and Rafael Betancourt. Pavano with a no decision today, charged with 3 runs in his 7 1/3. Rafael Perez gives up a run.
Yeah, there's a breaking ball, and it's a full count. He stayed on it, so Teixeira drives it off the wall in left center field. Give him 4 RBIs. He has driven in every Yankee run today. Has his 12th double, and that is the go-ahead run in scoring position with 1 out for Rodriguez. The 4th different pitcher in the inning from Atlanta, and that's too bad. That guy there pitched too well to get a no decision in this ball game.
Alex Rodriguez now trying to drive home the go-ahead run. Fouls at third base side. One ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 is inside. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch is up high. 3-1 the count. Left-handed hitting Robinson Cano waits on deck. Still 1 out in the inning. Derek Jeter got an infield bouncing single. And Eric Wedge decided to go get the bullpen. Rafael Perez facing Johnny Damon gave up a double. Rafael Betancourt hurt himself delivering a pitch to Teixeira. He left, and then Hergis gave up the 2-run double to Teixeira to tie the game. Now the 3-1. And time is called. Now Hergis ready. And his 3-1 chopped to short. Cabrera looks to third, takes the out at first, 2 down.
Well, an Indians game always makes a great group outing, and groups of 25 or more will receive discounts of up to half off ticket prices. Just call 216-420-HITS and organize your group outing at the ballpark today.
Robinson Cano, 0 for 3 today, has the tying run at third base. He's hit in 7 straight games, but hitless so far today. He's been a hitting machine of late. 9 of his last 10 overall. He had a season-high 18-game streak end on May 2nd. Two balls and no strikes. There is Mark Teixeira representing the go-ahead run for New York. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Sounded like he broke his bat, and he will go get a new piece of lumber. Cano batted .366 in the month of April and has continued to swing a hot bat in the month of May.
Well, that's a changeup way off the plate. But yeah, he's off to so much better start than he was last year. I mean, Friday night, Cliff Lee ended his string of 54 consecutive ABs without a punch out. Got him at the right time too, with the bases loaded.
2-1 pitch, 3-1. I mean, last year in the month of April in 08, he hit 151. And then all of a sudden, now you're trying to get 3 hits in every at bat.
Yeah, that's right. It makes a difference. I mean, that's why this game is, it's confidence. Get off to a decent start. As long as you don't bury yourself early. You see a lot of guys that, they don't hit above 200 through the month of May, and they're scuffling all year long.
3-1 to Cano. Grounded to short. Cabrera throws him out. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th, all even up now at 4 apiece. Due up here in the home half of the 8th inning. Kerry Wood loosening in the Indians' bullpen should the Indians take the lead. Missed inside for ball 1. Wong 32 pitches now since coming into the game. He worked a scoreless sixth, giving up 1 base hit, gave up 2 hits in the 7th, but got out of the inning without any damage. One and one.
Left-hander Phil Koch up, getting loose.
Here's the 1-1 from Wong. Spun him out of there. Now the 2-1. That's high.
Well, that first inning when he came in, Matt, everything was down in the strike zone. You know, really slow, and he had good leverage, and that ball seemed to be sinking very well. Now he's getting up in the strike zone a little bit.
And he walks the leadoff man. First walk issued by Wong. And Ryan Garko will be coming to the plate here with the go-ahead run at first base. Garko bunts it. Wong off the mound. Takes the out at first. Garko gets the job done. He gets the go-ahead run into scoring position with the sacrifice bunt.
That's a shocker for me because that's the first career sacrifice by Ryan Garko.
I didn't think there was any chance he'd be bunting.
And I'll tell you, here's what I didn't either, and I'm going to tell you why. But I can see Eric Wedge's, thought process here. I figured, if you bunt him over, Shopik's a guy that strikes out a lot. You make your pitches, you're down at the bottom part of the lineup, but you do get that go-ahead run in scoring position. You have that chance. I don't disagree with it whatsoever. That just sort of surprised me, and that is Garko's first career sacrifice bunt.
Here is Kelly Shopik. He's had a tough day, 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts.
And that's what I'm talking about here. And you give Garko credit because he was able to get his job done, but now you're moving him over for a guy that's punched out 3 times today.
Luis Valbuena is on deck, and the Indians pretty short on their bench today. 0-1 pitch. Tap foul, 0-2. Victor Martinez on the bench, but still very sore after fouling the ball off his knee yesterday, so really I would imagine he's unavailable. You've got Jamie Carroll and Chris Jimenez, both right-handed hitters.
Shopik has seen 16 pitches today. 13 of them have been strikes.
The 0-2, and he strikes out again. 4 Ks for Shopik, 2 down here in the 8th inning. Third strikeout for Wong.
And that's out of the zone, and that's 4 times for Kelly Shopik this afternoon, and 39 times he has gone down in 90 at-bats this year.
And now Luis Valbuena, 1 for 3 with a single. His single came off Chin-Ming Wong in the 6th inning. High ball 1. Mark DeRosa, go-ahead run at second base. In the air, left field. Johnny Damon had him played perfectly, makes the catch. We'll go to the ninth here in Cleveland, tied at 4. Let's get a look at our Northern Ohio Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game, and Mark Teixeira has done a lot of damage for New York, driving in all 4 of their runs here today.
Yeah, on a 2-run homer in the 6th inning, a 2-run double in the 8th inning, and that's all the scoring. And that big boy has had a terrific month of May himself with 34 ribbies in the month, 13 homers. Now it's Kerry Wood's time. Come out and start the 9th inning. Out of the bullpen, Harry Wood appearing for the 20th time. 1-2 record, 6.35 ERA. Will face Matsui, Swisher, Gardner.
Hideki Matsui is 1 for 3. He had an odd-looking infield single in the 7th. Other than that, he's been quiet.
You know, Matt, you look at Pavano in his 2 starts this year against the Yankees. He left with a 3-1 lead April 19th. Today he left with a 4-2 lead and has now 2 no decisions with a 2.03 ERA in 13 1/3 innings, 3 earned runs.
Now the 2-0 pitch back over the screen. Well, we'll have to wait and see the injury to Rafael Betancourt. If it's a serious injury that's going to keep him out, if they'll need another DL move.
Starting to go down like flies.
It's not something you can foresee. You know, as a manager, you're setting up the game. You got your 8th inning guys both out there in the bullpen. You bring them in. One guy gives up a double, and the other guy throws 3 pitches and leaves the game. Not a whole lot has gone right for the Indians here lately. Now the 2-2. Full count. Indians fresh off a 4-game win streak, their first sweep of the year. And since then, they've seen Grady Sizemore go on the DL. Victor Martinez out with a badly bruised knee. Leadoff walk to Matsui here in the 9th inning. That'll bring up Nick Swisher. And we'll get a pinch runner now for Matsui. This looks like Ramiro Pena.
Yeah, it looks like Pena to me. So the leadoff walk here in the 9th inning. Not a good sign. Swisher, a guy I don't picture to be a bunter.
Pena is not what you would call a burner, but Matsui can't run at all.
Yeah, well, they improved their speed. Swisher has one sacrifice on the year.
But you've got the youngster Brett Gardner on deck. So I'm like you. A lot of times when you talk about the sacrifice, you have to think about who's coming up behind you. Certainly you would think, anyway, that Girardi would want Swisher to try to swing away here. But we'll see.
Swisher's a guy that he could take you deep, but he could also strike out. You want to play the odds, you bunt him over and give your left-hander a chance, even though he's a kid, because you've got Jeter to follow him. Posada. Yeah. That's exactly right, because Posada came in. So they'll have two shots at it with left-handed bats.
Peralta in on the grass at third as Garco holds the runner at first.
Good
Swisher
job.
Gets the bunt down. Wood with the bare hand throws to first.
Good job.
Sacrifice completed 1-4. And now the go-ahead run into scoring position for New York.
And you can see Nick Swisher, although he does swing and he will hit some home runs, he plays a little ball. Moving that go-ahead run into scoring position just the way you're supposed to do it. Now Gardner, Posada will have an opportunity.
Gardner is 0 for 3 today. Melky Cabrera, who has a bad shoulder, and Angel Baroa, the only players now on the Yankee bench. That's ball outside, a little bit high, maybe 1-0. Ramiro Pena at second base. There's a good fastball at 97. Makes the count 1-1. Here's the set by Kerry Wood, and a called strike. Not sure what Gardner was thinking there.
I don't know if he was trying to bunt, not looking for a fastball, but if he was going to bunt, it was a nice pitch to bunt the breaking ball. They were easier to bunt than a fastball. That was a slow breaking ball there, huh? Under 80 miles an hour by Wood. I haven't seen that one.
Here's the set now and the 1-2 pitch. Baltimore chop. Cabrera, no play. Incredible. Had him down in the count 0-2, and he just chops one off the plate. And now the Yankees have runners at first and third with one out, and Jorge Posada to the plate.
Well, it's what he does. He just beats it in. It goes right down. I don't know if it hit home plate or just out in front, but it was too high to do anything with his speed. So it moves the runner up, and they have the go-ahead run now. Look at that.
I think it hit right on the plate.
Yeah, it sure did. It went so high, I think it had to hit on that plate.
Yep. Okay, so Posada came into the game in the 8th inning and was called out on strikes. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Shopik. That saves the day for the moment. Posada, in his first at bat, didn't look all that interested when he was called out on strikes. Now he's up here with the game on the line. Indians bring the infield partway in. They're not at the cut of the grass. Still thinking two in the middle if they get a ball on the ground. Swung on and missed.
We've got another reminder that you want to take advantage of half-price upper box tickets for Friday, June 12th interleague game against the Cardinals. The deadline has been extended through midnight tomorrow for this offer, so visit Indians.com and use the promotional code GARCO.
One and one the count on Posada. Way outside with that pitch. Derek Jeter in the on-deck circle. Wood steps away. Birds swirling, circling. Have to be a little bit of a distraction.
I would think so.
I hate to be Shin-Soo Choo right now in right field. There's about a dozen birds on the ground in between him and the infield. 2-1 pitch. Strike just below the letters. 2-2 the count.
Here's a look at that pitch. It looked like it was a slider. Right there, belled high. Had the plate. He's got a chance for a punch out now.
2-2. Ground ball to second. They get one, and they turn the inning-ending double play. Kerry Wood gets out of the jam, and we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Still tied at 4. Second time this year. Left-hander scheduled to face Trevor Crowe, Asdrubal Cabrera, and Ben Francisco.
Now, Wong went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 3. And the Indians dodged a bullet there. They got the big double play. Now they got a chance to win this game in their home half of the 9th inning.
Trevor Crowe is 1 for 3 on the day with a double. Scored the Indians' first run back in the 3rd inning.
They have 3 wins this year. As you can see, they've got a chance to come back and win this one. They have 3 games this year where they have won in their last at-bat in this ballpark. And at one time it was a 4-0 Indians lead. It's now 4-4. And a chance to win it and go home happy.
Phil Koch, California native, a 26th round pick of the Yankees back in 2002. And he delivers low, ball one to Trevor Crowe. Phil Koch said he knew he wanted to be a big leaguer when he was just 3 years old. And a strike is called to Trevor Crowe to even the count. Missed with it. Koch spent 5 years in the Yankees minor league system before finally getting a crack at the big leagues last year. Now the 2-1 to Crowe. Evens the count. In those first 5 seasons in the Yankees minor league system, he couldn't get out of A ball. Full count. Koch was one of those guys who didn't really enjoy the whole weight room workout process, but he lost 18 pounds after the 07 season and improved his status and improved his stuff in the process. Now the payoff pitch to Crowe. Ball 4, leadoff man aboard in the bottom of the 9th.
Second straight inning that the Indians have added that leadoff walk. DeRosa did it last inning off Wong. Phil Koch does it here. Not the way you want to start an inning if you're coming in out of the bullpen.
As Drupal Cabrera, the batter, and Alex Rodriguez is sitting in his living room. A-Rod is way in on the grass at third base. He's looking for the bunt from Cabrera. Now he starts backing up. Cabrera squares a throw to first instead. He bunts it foul. Come back and do it again.
With 3 sacrifices on the year.
Right-hander Luis Vizcaíno warming in the Indians bullpen. Cabrera will try to push bunt it up the first base side and make the pitcher field it.
Well, actually, he's going to be falling off to the third base line. That's why Rodriguez is coming down that line so much. He's probably maybe 50 feet away. So you're forced Teixeira to field it, the right-hander. He's not going to spin and throw it to second base. They'll take the sure out at first.
It's down low with it 1-1. Rodriguez might get to the cut of the dirt before Cabrera squares the next time.
I'll tell you what, then take a swing, man. You bring it bat back and swing it to surprise him. I'll tell you what, that'll keep it from charging. Pull a bat back and take a hack right there. You know what? Don't let him do that to you. He's going to force you. He's putting the pressure on you. Throw the old equalizer up there and hit one by him. Or hit him with one.
He squares again, bunts it, foul again.
See, you try and get a little too fine when you've got a guy doing something like that, running down your throat.
Now the count 1-2. Crow straining his eyes to see across the diamond. As Joel Skinner went through the signs. Cabrera has singled and doubled earlier in the game and has scored 2 runs. Now he'll be swinging away perhaps. Unless he's got enough confidence in himself to bunt it with 2 strikes. Bill Koch deals, and Cabrera did square, but he took the pitch down low.
I like it. He's going to get the job done, or at least attempt to 3 straight times.
Wheels turning in both dugouts right here. Winning run at first base for the Indians. Nobody out here. Bottom of the 9th. 2-2 count on Asdrubal Cabrera. Cabrera squares, bunts it.
Beauty.
Pitcher
Nicely
fields
done.
it. Has to wait and then gets it to first in time as Cano finally got over there. Winning run into scoring position
by Cabrera. You know, no pressure. That time he didn't try to be too fine. He just says, I got to put the ball down out in fair territory, and that's really all you have to do to begin with. Nicely done, because if you bunt it foul, you're out anyway, so just don't try and be too perfect with it. Just get that guy to second base. He does, and does a fine job.
We've got a timeout here in Cleveland. Joe Girardi will go to his bullpen. The right-handed hitting Ben Francisco coming up. We're coming back. Tied at 4. Second base with 1 out for Cleveland. Ben Francisco will be the batter. And he'll be facing David Robertson, right-hander coming out of the Yankee bullpen now for the 9th time this year.
Pitched an inning in last night's ball game, the 8th inning, where did not allow, he had all zeros except for 1 strikeout. The Indians with the winning run on second base, and a chance to end this ball game.
Fastball curve and a changeup for Robertson. Ben Francisco has singled in each of his last 2 at-bats. A base hit right here could possibly win the game with Trevor Crow at second base.
Great speed out there, so that's one thing you've got going for you. Even if you hit that ball hard, you're gonna score no matter where it goes to left field, because you're going to challenge the arm of Damon.
Ball 1 down low. strike is called to even the count. Francisco leads the Indians in this series with 5 hits. He is 5 for 10. And the 1-1 pitch, way outside. Joe Girardi bringing Robertson into the game, hoping his right-hander can keep the game tied. Up and in, 3 balls and a strike. Johnny Peralta waits on deck. Robertson ready now with a 3-1 pitch. And it's low, ball 4. 2 walks in the inning. Indians have runners at first and second with 1 out. And now Johnny Peralta with 2 hits in the ball game steps to the plate. Peralta drove in a pair back in the 3rd inning. Johnny trying to come through in the clutch. He is 1 for 3 with a runner in scoring position today. Looks at a ball in the dirt. Posada couldn't find it for a moment. On the year, Peralta, a .245 hitter with runners in scoring position. Most of his hits, 9 of the 12, have come when there have been runners in scoring position and less than 2 out. He's 9 for 27 in these situations. So hopefully that bodes well as Dave Island, the pitching coach, goes to the mound. Maybe he didn't like something he saw on that first pitch ball in the dirt.
Well, after the walk to Francisco, figuring, maybe he's trying to do something that he's not capable, just relax and make him hit your pitch.
There's the winning run, Trevor Crowe at second base. Ben Francisco down at first. 1 out, bottom of the 9th, tied at 4. Yankees have out-hit the Indians 10-8. But it was the Yankees who rallied with 2 in the 8th to tie it. Missed inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Now the 2-0 to Peralta. And it's in there at the knees for a strike, 2-1. Nobody throwing in the Yankee bullpen, so it's David Robertson or bust right now for New York. Robertson comes set. The Alabama native is ready, and the 2-1 pitch. Missed inside, 3-1. So, crowd on its feet, feeling a little excitement here. Peralta sitting in a great count, trying to deliver a game-winning hit. Robertson's 3-1 pitch. Grounded to third. Fair ball down the left field line. Here comes Trevor Crowe, and the Indians will win it. Johnny Peralta's 3rd hit of the day is a game winner. This crowd of 29,405 on Kids Fun Day having some fun now. The Indians beat the Yankees for the first time in this 4-game series. And now they've got a chance to earn a split if they can come back and win tomorrow night.
Well, and they come back, and that leadoff walk came back to haunt them after a sacrifice. Another walk, Johnny Peralta delivers a big hit, and he had 3 hits on the afternoon, 3 RBIs. So Johnny Peralta moved into that 3 spot today, and it was a lucky number for him as the Indians come back and get their 4th walk-off win here at Progressive Field.
Kerry Wood is going to get the win. He's 2-2. The loss is going to go to Phil Koch. He drops to 1-3. And Johnny Peralta gets the big game-winning hit, scoring Trevor Crowe with the game winner. Well, it's time now for the key play of the game presented by KeyBank, banking home of the Cleveland Indians.
Well, you just saw it. So we're going to give you another replay. A fastball, middle in that Peralta turns on, keeps it fair, gets it by Rodriguez. And here comes Trevor Crowe. He will score the winning run, and that is going to be our key replay.
The key play of the game brought to you by KeyBank. Proud to call Cleveland home for 183 years. KeyBank helps local families and businesses to grow and supports area organizations and charities. Feel safe at home with KeyBank. Indians win at 5-4. And we'll be back with the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show next.